Hi there, Sandy Freshie, back with another video. This is part of my Business Insights series. A lot of the videos I've done so far are for projectors coming from my 3-5 projector perspective. But this video is actually for any of you who are solopreneurs. I'm a solopreneur, been a solopreneur for a long time, learned a lot about what not to do as a line 3 solopreneur projector. And I've been entertaining this concept or this train of thought for a while, and I just want to put it out there to float it out there just to see if you relate, if you're a solopreneur. Being a solopreneur is like being a single parent. And what I mean by that is that you're kind of it, especially in the beginning. You're the one who brings the baby home, who birthed the baby, brings the baby home, changes all the baby's diapers, makes sure the baby's fed, makes sure the baby's clothed, all of those things that allow that baby to be well cared for. Sorry about the background noise if you can hear that, but anyway, we're outdoors. I keep these simple. But as a solopreneur, you are the one who is making sure that your baby, the business, is being cared for so that it can grow into something that eventually becomes sustaining. Now that's kind of where the metaphor ends. We don't we unless you're going to sell your business and you're creating it to sell and get off on its own, it's get it off on its own, or sell it to someone else. If you're a solopreneur who's a service-based solopreneur, you're going to have that business as your own for a while. So the metaphor is not necessarily complete or 100% accurate, but you kind of get the feel. So what I noticed in my own business that may be something that if you've ever been stalled in your business, maybe you've realized this, or you're going to realize it very shortly, is that I got to a point in my business where I'd done all this nurturing. I had done all of this making sure it had the right website, and I had the right connections and the right marketing, and it's always a work in progress, but you know what I mean. It had a foundation. It has a foundation. But it got to the point where it was like I was continuing to raise the same baby, change the same baby's diapers over and over again. But that baby had grown up into my 40-year-old child, or, however old as a metaphor, my fully adult child living in my basement rent free. And that's when I think, as a solopreneur, that it is really time to begin to let go of some of the reins. Now, as a solopreneur who's a single parent, and, when you have your baby, whether it's your business or maybe it's, maybe you're a writer and it's your book or whatever it is, it's hard to let go of your baby. But it's got to be done, because you want to move beyond that metaphor of being the single parent into another metaphor where you're like, your business is your best friend, or your, not to get creepy here, but it's your partner of some sort, your romantic partner, if you want to move into that metaphor. But that business needs to begin to support you fully, without you pouring every single ounce of your life force into it. Of course, in the beginning, there's a lot of that pouring your heart and your soul, and hopefully you're pouring your heart and your soul into your business even as it becomes more and more of its own entity. But at some point, your business has to be its own entity, and that's what I realized I've been realizing in little increments for years now, is that when I create my baby, I want to hold on to it. And that means I don't let people come in and help me. I don't hire people. I don't collaborate as much as I could collaborate, because it's my thing. And, with that line 5 is a 3-5 projector, it's my, I don't want to be burned at the stake. I don't want to necessarily open my business and myself up to that vulnerability of you know maybe being taken advantage of, maybe losing my reputation, maybe falling flat on my face, all of those things. So I've been seeing over, oh, the past several years, these little places where I can begin to let my business stand on its own, and let it have its own life separate from my life force. And that involves bringing in virtual assistants, bringing in collaborators, uh, you know, uh, doing things with other people, making sure that my branding is consistent, so the business actually operates energetically as its own entity, um, so that it's not living in my basement as a full-fledged adult, not paying rent or pulling its own weight. So if you're a solopreneur and you're struggling with, not having enough income, your business not bringing in enough income, your business, you know, burning you out, give some consideration to where maybe you need to have a stronger foundation in your business, because your baby does need to have the right education, the right connections, the right food, water, shelter, all of those things that a metaphorical child business would need to have in order to thrive. So make sure you have that foundation for your business, and then ask yourself, am I holding on to things too tightly where I could be expanding and bringing others in, or bringing my business up to the forefront so that it can have its own identity that's not necessarily 100% tied to me and my life force. I know that's a little bit maybe abstract, but I welcome your questions on that. I welcome your comments about uh, how you may be holding your business back because you are have perceived yourself as the single parent, and how you may not be allowing your business to stand on its own 2 feet as something that is uh, its own empowered entity. So, thank you for listening, and there is more to come.